Yeah, here's what I would love to tell you guys tonight. I'm so excited to be here with Ann and David because they're really dear, dear friends of mine. And we met a long time ago. We met more than 20 years ago, where we were just on different paths, working in the same business but not together. And we got a chance to work together 10 years ago. And really that's where this friendship developed, and it's been really enriching and joyful and wondrous. And like I say, we got to a point where we said, wow, you know, we're going to need to do something different. We can't stay with what we're doing. And I said, well, you know, I think I'm probably just going to go off in the sunset. I'm big on being debt-free. I pay cash for my cars. I pay cash for my houses. I don't borrow money for anything. I've been smart with my money. I make a lot of money. So I don't need a bonus check, you know what I mean? So I was like, I got other stuff to do. And Ann was like, if you don't do something else, we will hunt you down and kill you. We will hurt you. We will hurt your... Billy Looper, who Lisa knows, was another one. It was like, you're the one who introduced me to this business 10 years ago. Yeah. You can't. So I said, well, you know, it's going to start with the integrity of the people. The product line is irrelevant to me. The comp plan is irrelevant to me. What I'm going to look for is character of the people. Because after what we went through with these new owners buying that other thing and all that, we were like, you know, we don't need that again. So I knew Alvaro Zuniga because he's been my client for 2 years. I have a high-end strategic advisory service. CEOs pay me $20,000 a month to be their strategic advisor. He's been my client for 2 years. So I knew him. I knew his company. I knew his character. But it was just South America was the problem. And then I met his brother, Rafael, about 6 months ago, and he was one of these prodigies who went to financial school at 16 years old and took a 6-year degree and graduated by the time he was 20 and became an investment banker in London, and he was the worldwide director of a big investment firm. And I mean, so he's the guy who built all these manufacturing facilities, raised the money for the initial capital, and then he's just bought about 70 acres in the Amazon, and he's building Fusion land down there, which will have the resort hotel and getaway and training center, and leaders are going to be able to come and regenerate and rejuvenate and take a boat down the Amazon and see where, you know, the indigenous people that they have working with the harvests and where the plants come from and the herbs and everything. So we looked at that and we just were like, you know, it's not in Europe, it's not in Asia. We're going to walk away from a lot of our organizations. But the character is there, the story is there, the product line is there. And then, so they were like, well, but what about this compensation plan? You know, so we got on a conference call, and Billy and Ann and David, and they were like, there's 15 ways to earn. And I said, guys, let me tell you the truth. If we would have made this decision based on the compensation plan, we would have gone here 5 years ago, because this plan is as good as they come. It's to be effective today, you got to have a hybrid plan. You can't be just a unilevel plan. You can't be just a stair-step breakaway company. You can't be just a binary company. They don't work because each one of them has some good things and each one of them has some inherent flaws. You need the hybrid because you've got to do what Fusion did, which is say, okay, we'll have this binary element where everybody's building two sides so that it allows people to be placed under other people who are under other people, create some spillover, some excitement. Why her dog groomer drove over here and said, here, sign me up before the thing tonight. I'm going home and going to bed, but I want to lock in my spot. People who understand the business, they get that, right? But you can't just lock in a spot and then you're going to get a bunch of spillover and you're going to be rich. The plan won't let you do that. You're going to have to introduce some people to the business. You're going to have to develop a customer base, and you're going to have to help your people reach success, right? So it's an ingenious plan. It's really extraordinary. It's very complex. It's you see the video is a real Cliff Notes version of that, just to give you an idea. Most people would never understand it. You don't need to understand all the minutiae. What you've got to understand is there's a lot of, it does reward you for having customers. This is the new reality of the market today. If you've seen what's going on with Bema, if you've seen what's going on with Nu Skin, if you've seen what's going on with Herbalife, you better be able to show that you got a viable customer base of people who use these products who don't get a check. They just say, these are good products at a good price, and I love what they do for me, so I buy them every week or every month. We've got that. We've got literally hundreds of thousands of customers who are not in the compensation plan, who just buy these products every month. Because two things, the results and the price. The thing we talked about, before this video, that they're real products for real people at real prices. For most of these sachets, you're talking $1 and change. So, when I say here, what do I want to tell you? Why did I fly here from San Diego this morning? This is what I want to tell you, is I've been doing this business, like Ann and David, for almost 30 years. And for 30 years, I've been doing three things. Very good, but very good at them, but they're very hard to do. Hard thing number one is to get people to change their behavior. Because I've worked usually nutrition, wellness companies, because that's my passion. I like to be healthy. I like to eat healthy, So it's always been this thing of trying to change people's behavior. You got to do this different, do this, make exercise more, change what you eat, change what you, all of that. 30 years I'm doing that very hard thing and doing it pretty well. I've made a lot of money doing that. Second hard thing I've been doing for 30 years, and Ann and David have too, is educating people. Let me teach you about GSH, glutathione, and why that's important to you. Let me teach you about essential fatty acids and good cholesterol and bad cholesterol and why you need to know about this. And 30 years I've been doing that. I've been good at it, but it's hard. And for 30 years I've been selling why you should pay more for my products versus other comparable products that might be in the supermarket or the health food store or the department store or the internet or whatever. So I've been saying, we've got this amazing energy bar, and they say, but it's $4.50, and if I go to Trader Joe's, they're $1.19. And I'm like, no, but here's why you should pay $4, right? For 30 years, I've been doing those three hard things. And it didn't even dawn on me until I was about 2 weeks into this that it really crystallized for me. I don't have to do those three hard things anymore. These are just real products for real people at real prices, and nobody has to change their behavior. Everybody every one of you in this room, I guarantee you, you could just, all you have to do this business is you have to pick up your cell phone and go to your contacts and open up your contact book. And you have somewhere between 150 to 800 contacts in there who drink tea, coffee, juice, energy drinks, athletic drinks, and smoothies. Everyone in your address book is doing that. So they don't have to change their behavior. You don't have to educate them. You don't have to convince them to spend more money. You just say, hey, you're all you drink 6 Diet Cokes a day. Wow. Have you ever Googled, artificial sweeteners and see what that is and what that does to you? Have you Have you ever read, J.J. Virgin's book on how diet sodas make you fat? Have you ever, so you don't have, it's like, so you, or the guys who are buying the Gatorade for $3 a bottle, the guys or gals buying the energy shots for $4 or $5 a bottle. You say, hey, just keep drinking your coffee, juice, your energy, your other what? Just drink healthier versions of it. And then they think, well, yeah, but how much more is it going to cost? You say, well, so what do you pay for energy shot? Well, this is $1 and change. What do you pay for a sports drink? This is $1 and change. The most expensive product we have, that's the Beauty In. That's because that's a collagen booster. That's what you love about that. And you say it gets rid of the crepey skin and everything. It's hydrating because it's adding back the collagen, right? That's the most expensive product we have. It's $2 a sachet, full retail. And as you saw from the video, anybody in the business is going to get it to 20 to 30% less than that. So you've got a 25 to 38% profit margin when you're selling that to people, who don't want to do the business, who just want to be customers. So that's what I want you to know tonight, is that the business model is the most robust, viable one I've ever seen in 30 years. Because of the product line, because of the cost of goods, because... And you always look for right now products. You look for, say, well, does anybody, do they really notice the difference? And that's when Ann went around and said, well, what did you try? What did you... These are the stories you hear with Fusion. That, because if when people take vitamins, they don't maybe notice a difference. If they just take antioxidants, they maybe don't notice a difference. We've got a lot of products that people really notice and say, I want a box of that. I'm not leaving tonight without a box of that. And when you have that, you have a viable business. Biggest factor I think to consider tonight is we're pre-launch United States, Dominican Republic, Spain, and Argentina. So those 4, soon we think Brazil, right? 4 or 5 really extraordinary markets. Obviously the United States, one of the biggest markets in the world. It's the sexiest market in the world for network marketing. This is where it started. The nexus is here. The leadership was here. It's the first time the U.S. has ever been launched by a company in this scenario. In other words, there's lots of companies have launched in the U.S., right? But they're startup companies, or other companies have tried to come to the U.S. and not done well because they don't know the culture, they don't have the people, they don't have the leadership. To be opening the United States with this leadership team, which we have, meaning a really proven, experienced team that has produced literally billions of dollars in sales over decades, that team with $100 million company behind it. So it's not a startup thing. It's not a question of, are they going to make it? Do they have money? Is there investors? Are they going to be able to pay the bonus checks? Do they have money to buy product? In any Fusion product, there's not a single preservative in any Fusion product. It's just all natural product. So April is when we're going to do the launch of the U.S. So what people like Ann and David are doing are looking for leaders who get this, see the big picture, and say, yeah, let me lock in a spot now, get on the products now, get some customers on the products now. We're fully operational. In other words, all the permits are done, all the licensing is done, all the registration is done, the warehouses are open, the commissions are being paid, everything is operational. But we're going to make the official launch in April. So it's just for someone who gets it, it's a head start to get in, lock in a spot, get some key people locked in, get them trained so that when we do that launch in April, you're going to have a team there, a real team there, and just, come out of there on fire.